part one of the Italian Wine Scholar program because there are two parts to this certification program because there's so much material in Italy. The many faces of Sangiovese, because Sangiovese is a grape variety, Italy's most widely planted grape variety. Volcanic wines, appassimento wines, which are wines that are made from grapes that have undergone this drying process. And then also sparkling wines, which I'm a big fan of. My second book was about champagne, and we're really delving deeply into champagne.
Because obviously you have a very diverse background. And so can we talk about, I'm going to call them major classes. I think you said theme classes. Let's do a bit of a dive because of your background. Talk to us about how many classes we're starting with, what they are. In addition to that, are there classes on the horizon? Like I know we're about to hit fall. So is it fall and spring, or what's the layout look like?
So right now, we're going to be starting this fall, beginning in October, and it's I want to kind of ease into it. Let's put it that way. I'm not like loading up an entire schedule of things, but I'm going to be offering the part one of the Italian Wine Scholar program because there are two parts to this certification program because there's so much material in Italy. So the first part of the Italian Wine Scholar program will be this fall, 6 3-hour sessions live in person with wine, once a week during October and November. And then kind of to add something else to that, in the evenings, we'll be doing 4 courses, one in October, 2 in November, and 1 in December, that are these sort of 2-hour courses with wine as well. And they're not regionally driven, they're thematically driven. So the first one is going to be, even before the Italian Wine Scholar program starts, the many faces of Sangiovese, because Sangiovese is a grape variety, Italy's most widely planted grape variety. And of course, it's very closely tied to Tuscany, where there are at least 5 appellations that really focus on that grape variety. And in many cases, there are at least 4 cases where the Sangiovese grape has its own unique name within this very small area of Tuscany. So people thought that it was a different grape variety. They didn't know it was genetically identical. So we'll be showcasing 10 different Sangiovese-based wines, about 5 of them from Tuscany, and then other Sangiovese-based wines from other regions that really feature that, like Umbria and Marche, and even up in the north, Romagna, which is part of the Emilia-Romagna region, but Emilia and Romagna are completely different places. They just got lumped together as one particular region. So Sangiovese is a very important grape there. And then we're also doing courses, and this is actually great for people who are taking the IWS program too, because you can combine Sangiovese from different areas that you can't really do in the IWS program because it's really region by region. And then there'll also be individual classes on volcanic wines, appassimento wines, which are wines that are made from grapes that have undergone this drying process. And there's a lot of them in Italy, but there'll be a couple other wines from different countries. And then also sparkling wines, which I'm a big fan of. My second book was about champagne, and we're really delving deeply into champagne. So this one is going to involve sparkling wines from 3 different countries, and I'm focusing on the sort of prototypical sparkling wines.
You've explained your background. Now, how can we help you? Tell us whether it's you personally, you through the studio, or both, what websites could we be looking for you at? What social media? How can we find you? What are our next steps? How do we find you and follow you?
Well, one of the most important things is check out the website for the New York Wine Studio, which is and it's very simple. It's not a big site, but it talks about the programs, the IWS program with the schedule there mapped out, and the four individual classes. So take a look at that, and it is newyorkwinestudio.com, of course. And there's also an email there, info@newyorkwinestudio.com. My own personal website is alantardi.com. So there's some stuff there. And I'm on pretty much, the main social media platforms, although I have to admit I don't always add a whole lot of stuff to them because I'd rather do it kind of in a more direct, let's put it that way,